Hey YouTube, it's Elliot. Been a while, hasn't it? Did you miss me? Sorry for that intense introduction. I've completely forgotten how to make a video. Turns out that starting a YouTube channel and then also moving house really gets to you after a while. And if you get outside of your routine, you just forget how to do everything. Whoa! I've also lost my voice a little bit, so please excuse the video. I'm only now realizing, because I think these are the first words I've spoken today, I'm only now realizing that my voice is pretty much gone. So we're gonna power through because that's what we do here. We're graphic designers. We are Elliot, and we will go on, we'll do whatever it takes to make content. But in all seriousness, it's really good to be back. I'm going to try and do like weekly videos from now on. It's going to be awesome. It's the year of Elliot. It's 2022. You know how it is. We're going to kill this year. I've got graphic design. I've got graphic design. I've got other segments that involve graphic design that aren't strictly graphic design. I got all these things going around in my head and I'm ready to get them through. You might notice things have changed around here. Things have changed. I'm a new guy. Look, I got like a shelf now. I got a lamp that doesn't work. It's been there for 23 days and has never worked. I got a table and I still don't have chairs. I'm eating at my desk. I'm eating at my desk, and then I just move, and then I'm over here and I'm eating and I'm still eating. I'm still eating. Help me! I need chairs. But we're having a lot of fun here in the new place, and I'm really looking forward to you guys getting to see week after week how I slowly move in. But I've been busy. What can I say? I don't know. I've been Twitch streaming and other stuff. YouTube's fun, but it's hard. You got to sit down and you got to sit in front of a camera for a long time. I got a new mic and stuff, and I was worried it wouldn't work that well. So I recorded a whole video, and then the audio wasn't working. So now I'm re-recording it. I'm re-recording it a month and a half later. It's another design with Elliot, and you know what that means. It means you get to watch me struggle through bloody Adobe Photoshop for like 20 minutes or so. And I've got some ideas today. Okay, I've come pre-prepared with some ideas. So how about this? Enough of the chit chat. You guys came in for some design. I want to show you some design. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year in February. So you're probably thinking, Elliot, what on earth are you going to be designing today for your Instagram page? Well, I actually have an idea this time, which is really fun. And it all comes back to this post here. Now, if you've never seen this one before, that makes a lot of sense because I posted this when I had 500 followers. This is my second ever post I made on my Instagram page. And it blew up. It got 1,000 likes, which at the time I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. So much serotonin from these likes and this attention. I'm obsessed. I need to make this my career. 2 years later, here we are. But this was a kind of the start of it all, I would say. And I still come back to this for inspiration. I think it's probably my best writing, I would say, especially something for that back card. I don't have a degree. I hope that's okay. So the whole inspiration for this, these were meant to be my business cards. Yeah, the idea was was meant to print these and give them to people in hopes of finding work. And the goal was just to kind of break through all the fake designers out there who lie about being self-taught and stuff because they're too afraid of not having a degree and all this. And I was like, no, screw it. I'm self-taught. Who cares? I don't have much experience. Please just look at my work. I still really like the message behind these cards, and I still want to kind of touch on them. So I like to redesign these every year, and it's coming up on that time again this year to redesign them. So I thought I'd do them for today's video. Here we are in the one and only Adobe Photoshop. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Elliot, you were away for a while. Did you learn Illustrator or InDesign or any other Adobe program in your little break? And I would say, no, I did not. I have just been using Photoshop again. But I have been learning Blender, would you believe? So maybe I'll do some Blender stuff in the future. But no, we're using Photoshop today. And I know you want bleed and you want the print paper and all that printing stuff that I have no idea how to do any of. But yeah, we're going to be using Photoshop because I care about all of you. And I do this for you. It's a labor of love, okay? I don't do this for anyone but you. One day I'll learn Illustrator. So we've got a very basic template here, a little bit of placeholder text. I don't have a degree. I hope that's okay, is what we're going to be working with. And it's currently just in a nice Neue Montreal, my favorite font. I don't want to use this font though, because I feel like I've used it on every video I've ever done here on YouTube. And to be honest, I worry that I'm like not experimenting enough. I kind of had this moment the other day where I was like, oh my God, Elliot, what happened to you? Like you've been so boring with your own work. And maybe you don't think that, but you know, you can get in like a rhythm after a while and just forget how to mix things up a bit. So we're going to try and have a little bit of fun today. The first thing I want to do is play with a new font that I've been really obsessed with recently, which is called Pangram Sans Rounded Compressed Extra Bold. It's a really, really nice, clean typeface. I'm kind of obsessed with how cool it is. And how well it's been used. I've seen a lot of people use this font really, really nicely, and I just feel like I'm scratching the surface of my potential with it. So I want to see if I can use this a little bit today. I don't think I want to use it for all of the text. I think I hope that's okay. It's got a nice little kind of charm to it if it's going to be typed out in that font. And then I don't have a degree. I want to kind of work with something else. So I'll just play around with fonts for a little bit, and then we'll see where we're at in a few minutes. So I'm liking where this layout is going. I just have an idea of like degree being the big word, and I just need to kind of find the right font for it, I think. And then I don't have a just above it real subtle. I want all of the details to be on the front of this card as well, so we can just have like a graphic on the back of the card. I'm not really too concerned with the back. I don't think I'll end up actually printing these because I can't commit myself to anything physical. So I care more about the front and using it more as like a poster, like using a business card as a poster. Interesting thought. So yeah, I'll have it play around with fonts and we'll see what's going on. So I think I found a winner. This took me a little bit of thinking time. I spent a lot of time just then working on different combinations and stuff off camera, just because I didn't want to embarrass myself on camera. But I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm really happy with this. The font I'm using for degree here is called Brandy Script, right? And it's a really, really funky, cool, clean font. And I think what I love most about it is that like the stroke weight is quite thick. It really works with the PP Pangram Sans rounded font that I'm combining it with, and I think it like overall shapes really nicely. The next thing I want to think of is just like little additives around the place, specifically like my Instagram handle and such. And I think for that, I just want to be using my one and only Neue Montreal. I find just using like a simple sans serif like Helvetica, Neue Montreal, whatever one you are using, just always works with no matter what you're doing. And I've been using them more and more as like less and less of headers, I guess, and more just like filler text, because I think it looks really nicely. Looks really nice when it's quite small, something just like that, right? Where it's kind of like tucked away. So you've got my Instagram handle there. The next thing I want to do is just add like a phone number somewhere, like over here. I want the viewer to kind of look for it a little bit. I think that's quite fun. And I'm just wondering if I could keep it all kind of like in this same line here, if that might be interesting, by just maybe adding my email address here, which you can all see. That's completely fine. You can all see. Don't send me an email or anything like that. I feel like saying that I don't think this will be edited out either, but I feel like saying don't send me email will invite some of you to send me an email. So if you are going to send me an email, at least make it like nice, please. That would be nice. I'm still getting used to YouTube and having an audience in general, so please be kind to this sweet boy. I'm still taking I'm like a little baby bird learning how to fly, and you're my mother bird, who is teaching me how to fly. Anyway, I think this design looks really, really, really good so far. So I think it's time to spice things up a little bit and add some color and add some shapes now that we've got like a basic kind of type layout to go off. This is how I usually like to design. I like doing the type first and then kind of filling in the gaps with shapes and color. So the first thing that I want to do is add my one and only symbol. the one and only 11 pointed rounded star thing that you can't create in Photoshop anymore. So I just have it saved to my CC library so I can just drag it in. And I'm thinking just if this goes behind all the other layers, that will look nice. I was right. It appears, at least in my eyes, this looks nice, which is good. So if that kind of just goes a little bit below the top and bottom of the text there, I think that is nice and clean. And what I'm also thinking of doing is like kind of filling in a little bit of the gaps here, maybe some of the gap up there, some of the gap up here, some of the gap up here. Maybe I'll leave the corners empty this time and just kind of fill in this area. And I'm just thinking about what I could potentially add. And I either want to try something simple like some circles or maybe some more abstract shapes. So I'll just have a quick play around. So I don't think the work is like main elements necessarily, but I'm a big fan of adding like a little kind of shapes in corners such as this, and then usually like either doubling or tripling them up. So what I might do, use this as kind of like I'll use this as kind of like a like some sort of color palette style guide in a way. So I'll just change these into my reds, yellow, and my blue, and I'll kind of see what how this looks if we pair it all together, and then we get rid of that stroke. So this is kind of the vibe I was thinking, but it's not really working for me. I think I'd rather save some of these graphical elements for the back of the card and keep the front to just mainly text. I think I'm just super happy with kind of like how the text looks right now. So we'll get rid of those, and we'll also get rid of this background star because once again, would love to highlight it on the back of the card. And I think I'm just like super happy with how this looks. The stroke is thick enough of each of them, of each of the fonts, that it kind of like stands out on its own and doesn't need anything really in there distracting from the text. And I do want it to be like a main focus on the text, on the joke, and use this as the main kind of selling point, I guess. And while I was off camera there for a little bit, I had to play around, and I realized that all it needed really was just a little splash of color. So I tried this combination, and I am very, very happy with this. I might just make the red a little bit darker, and then I might make that yellow stand out a little bit more, just because right now it's quite hard to read on that white background. And what I'm thinking of doing is just adding like a little bit of a shadow, some sort of a drop shadow. Something like this, for example, is so nice. That makes me sing tears of joy right there. Or a simple like black outline like that. And we'll go back into this main one, the front, a little bit of text there, and we'll just add a subtle stroke to the word degree here, just to see if that kind of adds anything to it. And I think it doesn't. Let's get rid of the stroke on the outside and keep it just like that. I think this works best. I've gone with the black border as it matches up with the alt text here on the side there, the little bits of text. And I think that works best. I'm happy with this, definitely. I think there's definitely, it'll take a little while to kind of think of anything I could fix with it. But I think for now, like, damn, this is looking good, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree, but I bloody love this. So I think we're going to leave the front here and then start working on the back and see if we can come up with anything cool for there. But before we do that, it wouldn't be a design with Elliot without a little bit of rest. A break, if you would. An inspirational break time, if you would like to call it that. And I've got a very cool designer I want to show you all. A designer that I actually have talked to. This is someone I like know, and she might actually be watching this video, which is pretty sick. So you'll see. Let me show you. Today's feature is Buzz Letters. Emma is an amazingly talented artist and graphic designer. You might have seen her work before, gets a lot of shares. I see her work bloody everywhere. And I've been following Emma for quite a while now. She's recently just started doing like a whole bunch of these posters for like songs and bands specifically, and posting like super frequently if you're looking for some inspiration. And used to do all this like pastel stuff in the past as well, like these just like thrown in there, these like oil pastel works, which are really sick as well. Just someone who like I admire the way that she's just not afraid to experiment, and just like she doesn't care at all about the algorithm or anything like that, just like fully using this page as a way to experiment with style and to try new things. And I think that's really cool. And a lot of people should be aiming to do that. I think that's what we should be doing. I think that's what I want to start doing, but I just am so stuck in this like algorithm loophole. But yeah, Emma's really, really cool, and you should definitely check out her work, give her a follow, and have a look at all this stuff and save this in your save tab and support another graphic designer. Okay, but this is good inspiration for you and for me going forward today. Break time over. Let's get back to work. Okay, this is the fun part, I think. I reckon this will be fun. I want to make the back of the card like just full-on graphic nonsense, right? And I say that knowing that I'm probably just going to include my symbol on it and like maybe a few little squiggles or something. But hey, I'm aiming for fun, okay? This is going to be awesome. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to drag in my cheeky little symbol in my signature yellow, and let's get that nice and centered with a little bit of rotation, and done. There we go. Thanks so much for coming to the video, everyone. Just kidding. Just kidding. Obviously, I want to do a little bit more than this. Maybe if this was real, if I was going to print this, which I might still print it, then I'd probably just leave it as simple as this. But I do want to change something or other. So I love this shape. And I'm just thinking like a cool like graphic element in the background or like going over the top of it could be sick. I really like shapes like this here that I've got. If we just chuck like a simple effect on it, I've got a whole bunch of shapes like this that I've made before that I think could be a lot of fun, kind of like overlaying it over the top of this. Maybe a little bit of text. You know what? I hardly include my name, so maybe we'll include Elliot in. First, what we'll do is I just want to see if I can chuck Elliot kind of like over the entire thing. Let's play with that motif of using this beautiful rounded font here, and let's see if it fits nicely in, which, I mean, like, come on. Oh, let me get close for a second. There are very few things in this world that make a graphic designer truly in bliss, just absolute bliss. And one of them is when you take a word and then you want it to fit a box, and then you don't even have to stretch it or anything. It just fits in the box perfectly. And this is perfection. This is as good as it gets. This wasn't even planned. Would you believe this? It wasn't even planned. I am lost for words right now. But we can't leave it at this. I want to do a little bit more to it. So let's change this to the color black real quick. That's nice. That's bold. I want to see what it looks like in full caps. It doesn't work as well, so we're just going to keep it down like this. What we might actually do, this could be fun. If I change it to the background color and then just make it like a little bit darker, like kind of like almost as though it's being like embossed into the page a little bit. Something like that. I like that color a lot. And I like where this is potentially going. Let's keep this shape overlaid on top of it. And what I might do is just play around with some effects here to see if any kind of like stick out. None really are working, and I just want to see if we're going back to like black there works, or maybe what we can do actually is we'll make the card yellow. Let's do that. Make the card yellow, and then let's make this type that nicer color there. And that's looking pretty nice as is, not gonna lie. Really tempted to kind of call it a day there. And in fact, I might have just had the best idea of my life, everyone. I think it's over. I think it's over. I think I'm about to destroy graphic design. Get in. Watch this. And there you go. I changed the dot of the I to my shape. That's never been done before. A lot of people say originality is dead in design. A lot of people say it's impossible to be original. Name one other person ever who has done that, and I will give you $1 billion. That's how certain I am that I've just absolutely changed graphic design forever. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks pretty good. Nice and simple. Elliot, Yeah, I'm happy with this. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna settle. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna settle on this. Group it all together. We're done. We're done. It's over. So here's the finished product, all nicely mocked up and everything. I'm really happy with how these turned out. It's a little bit different to what I usually do, which is a lot of fun. And I really like the choice of fonts and everything. I'm just happy with it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Bold, bright. It's Elliot. It just screams Elliot, which is what I wanted at the end of the day. So I'm glad it ended up like that. My biggest lesson I've learned from today is that I probably shouldn't do a video with a voice this sore. Wow, this hurts a little bit. Definitely, it's like constant strain or something. It's a weird, and this is probably only going to make it worse. But hey, I do it for you. All right, I do it for you. So in return, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something, please? Can you do one thing for me? For me, putting in all this hard work. This poor boy struggling to bloody film a video just for you. Can I ask you one thing? Can you like this video for me? Can you comment on this video? Can you share this video with 100,000 people? Can you do all that for me? Would that be, is that a reasonable request? I think so. But yeah, I love it. Thanks so much for supporting the channel and subscribing and everything. I really do appreciate it. We've hit 25,000 subscribers. That's like absurd that quickly. I've put 7 videos up. Why are you subscribing? I put 7 videos up. I haven't even like established myself yet. Anyway, a lot more videos to come, a lot more exciting things to come, more design with Elliots to come in the future. I love this series and I'm always going to keep doing these. And I've got a few other things planned, a little sneak peek at next week's video. I've essentially requested my editor to combine a whole bunch of assets for me. Okay, I'm like a mystery box, if you will. It was actually her idea, this whole thing for the video. It's possibly the best thing I've ever heard in my life. So that video is going to be coming soon, designing with a whole bunch of assets I've never seen. And then we've got some other things planned in the coming weeks. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this, then you'll love my Twitch streams. So you should really go and check those out so we can chat and we can have fun and we can design together. And I also run a little thing over there called Design Chef, which is like a design challenge show kind of thing where everyone designs together in a limited amount of time with a challenge that I give. And then we kind of praise each other's work at the end, and it's a really nice, fun little event. So you can definitely catch me over there, link in the description. Thank you to my amazing editor who put this together. God bless Tiggs. And thank you all for watching, and thank you for the support. I will see you next week for another video. Check out all the other Design with Elliots in the big playlist. That's right, somewhere here. And I will see you next week. Okay, see you later. Elliot over and out. Bye-bye.